Hello, hello. I have questions. Are you guys aware that as of January 3rd, our mayor, Lightfoot, says if you want to go to a restaurant, no problem. You want to go to a bar, grill, gym, anywhere, you're going to be forced to show me your card. I want to see your card. I want to see your vaccination card. What do you think about that? I have problems with it. I really do. My wife says, no, it's a good thing. So is it a good thing? I mean, do you think it's a good thing? I'll be honest with you. There's one part of me that says maybe it's a good thing. But the second part of me says, are you going to ask me my bank account and how much money I got the next time I go into a restaurant or I go someplace? Am I going to have to wear numbers written right here? I mean, am I going to have that chip inside my body? Let's do some chips. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that chip injected. Here. Let's take that chip and let's get that under the skin. There we go. So now, when you walk to a restaurant, their machine scans you, and it registers the fact that, hey, Jim Brony, he's vaccinated, he's good to go. Or have the guards meet him at the door. He's not welcome in here because he's not vaccinated. Are we going to do that? Do you want to do that? I mean, I'm afraid I don't know. I don't like the idea that it's gonna is it gonna help the virus? I don't know. Because science is saying people are still getting sick vaccinated. And now they got the pill to where they went, you give your kid this little pill and he'll be vaccinated, Or kind of like once a week, hey wife, did you take your pill this morning? Your COVID pill? Oh no. Oh. Well, maybe we should all take our pill. It's 9:00. I mean, we all need to get that pill because we don't want to get the Omicron COVID-19 spinoff that the Democrats created. That's my opinion. But so leave in the comments. I'm asking you this because I'm curious. Maybe I'm one guy that's just being defiant because I'm a trucker, or because maybe I don't want you to know that I'm scared, or maybe I just want to be a hard guy. I'm not going to get that chip because I'm a trucker. I don't need that shit. I'm not scared of the virus. I can defeat the virus. It's not about that. But I'm curious. I mean, how many of you feel like me? I mean, are you all going to comply? You're gonna wear that little slip on you that says I'm vaccinated? Do you think that this is going to make everything go away? Because by doing this, the virus will be gone. If everybody's vaccinated, let's think about this. If everybody's vaccinated, wouldn't that eliminate the virus? I mean, wouldn't that make the virus go away if every single person in the United States was vaccinated? Do you think that would make the virus go away? I mean, you would think that if everybody got vaccinated and nobody can get the virus would die out, right? There's a lot of people that's already vaccinated, but there's a lot of people that's been vaccinated and they got the virus anyway. So, and I know that the virus protection, or just like anything else, there's nothing that's 100%. So my question is, are you going to be all right? Should we have that little card or should we get that little chip? I mean, I'm just the part that gets me is because if you allow this later on down the road, you're going to have this number tattooed on the top of your head. And this way, when I walk into a restaurant, or I'll have a chip in the top of my freaking head. I walk into a restaurant and it tells the owner I got $3,000 in my bank account. I've been vaccinated with 5 different shots. My wife is Chinese. My pecker is this big. I drive a new car, and I owe the IRS money, all in one shot because of a chip that's inside my head. Maybe they're not going to do that. But if they're going this far, why not go the rest of the way? Why not do what they want to do? They want to know, are you a Democrat? Do you vote? Who did you vote for? How much money's in your account? This way, if I know you got $3,000 in your bank account, I could tax you at least $2,000. I'll leave you $1,000, right? Because you're evidently, if you got money saved, you're making more than your bills. So you need to share. There's a lot of people that don't have green stuff all over the place. I see that there's a lot of deaths. But the only bad thing is that a lot of that stuff, Gloria, is it true? Because one media says this, the other media says that, and there's no common ground on any of that. There's nobody saying this is the exact fact. That cat is really killing me. Go. That there's, there's a lot of stuff that there's just don't jive. I mean, is there a virus? I believe yes, there is. Who created the virus? It was created in China, but paid for and created by the United States. I don't care what anybody else says. This is my opinion, and I am entitled to that, just like you are. But a lot of people, they don't do this. They don't say things that match. I mean, if you got 15 people in front of you and all 15 people have a different story, which is the right story? So then what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go, all right, from this guy, he says that the masks work. This guy says that you got to have a 7-inch mask. This guy says you have to have a faceplate that covers your nose, your eyes, and your mouth, and all those things. Yes, I know that 100% people vaccinated can still get the virus because there's no such thing as 100% protection, and I agree with you. But the bad thing of it is like I said, why ain't science and why ain't somebody all saying the same story and they're not? I mean, I got the shot but didn't want the shot. I got the shot partially for my wife, but then I partially got the shot because I've had asthma all my life. And I know that if I got the virus, I do feel that I would die from it. I do. I feel that. But I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of yes and no's to all the stuff. It's just the idea, should we have a chip inside us that is telling everybody about you? And I know you're going to say, well, no. It's just, yeah, watching what's going on in Germany and Austria. Yeah. And Heil Hitler at one time in their life, too. They had numbers tattooed on their arms. But it's all starting the same thing, though, as they're using excuses for one thing and they're doing another thing. If I thought for 1 second that if everybody got vaccinated, it would end this thing, I would probably say, man, I would probably say everybody should. I still believe that everybody should get vaccinated. I do feel that. I just don't like the fact that you're going to tell me if I want to eat in Chicago in a restaurant, or I want to go to a bar or a gym, or I want to go out in any place at all, I got to walk in going, here's my card. Yeah, my name is Jim Baroni, and I live at this address, and I have been vaccinated. It's not right. I mean, it's just my opinion. I just, and I don't want to have the chip inside me there where They're identifying me for purposes other than COVID, and they will eventually abuse it. And I'm not saying it's a Democrat or a Republican thing. The government abuses that stuff. Just like Biden, he wants to hire 60,000 more IRS employees and come after every taxpayer that's doing. So it's not going to go after poor people because they're not filing taxes or their taxes are nothing. They want to go after people that are middle class and above. Hey, Steve, you're probably right. But the only bad thing is that I'm an owner operator and I own my own truck and my own authority. So I have to show my chip to me. So that, I mean, but see what they're doing is they're forcing you to where this is America. We're supposed to have choice. We're supposed to have our choice. That's what I think my biggest complaint is that they're making it to where it's not my choice. I walk inside, I have to say, here's my vaccination card or scan me. And I don't think that's going to do it. I really don't feel that that's going to make all this stuff go away. Tyrone, there's a lot of this stuff. I mean, doctors approved. I don't. I mean, it's screwed up, and I believe that the vaccine is real, but I also don't believe it's as deadly as they say it is. And the reason why is because I know this for a fact. The government pays hospitals or was paying hospitals if you reported that you're the guys you got a COVID case. They would give the hospitals and the doctors extra money because it's you did it COVID. Some of the hospitals and some of the doctors said everything that came in that's COVID. Let's write him up as COVID. He's got COVID, and if you die right away, I don't care what it's for. It's COVID, and it's so that they can gain money on it. So you can't trust what's going on, and the media. And I'm not talking just like Fox News. I'm saying that the media goes with whoever's supporting them. Big money. I'm not talking little money. I'm talking huge, huge money. CNN is the biggest liar. ABC. Fox News is there too. Newsmax and some of the others, I don't feel they're so because they're not as they're just there's just a different breed. But and I'm like I said, I don't know. I'm just looking for what do you do? Do you think that I should get a shot? Do you think I should carry the card? Do you think I should get the chip? Do you think that I should give my kids the pill every day? My son and daughter-in-law, they are not vaccinated, and he says I'm never going to get that shit. That's scary for me. But also, that's his choice. What if his choice is wrong? What if one of his I don't even like to talk like that, but you got sometimes you got to be realistic. I mean, you could get it just as well as anybody. I mean, even vaccinated people are getting it. So it's not like well, yeah, I might get it, I might not get it. You're rolling the dice either way, whether you get it or you don't get it. I'm protesting for me the part that Chicago, as of January 3rd, is going to make all these places to where they're going to say, show me your card. And I'm going to say, screw you. And I'm going to go to the suburbs. And if they do it in the suburbs, then I'm not going to eat out. Who's that going to hurt? I'm vaccinated. I've had 2 shots, no booster. And I know people in my family's already had them. Some of them had the booster already. So what about you, Steve? If you're still here, you vaccinated? You're going to carry a card? You're going to walk in and say, I'm good? Gloria, or whoever's still online? I mean, it's scary. I mean, I don't know. My wife's saying, oh, you will comply. She will. I told her I got a problem with it. She got mad. She goes, "You have to." I go, "No, I don't have to eat out. You're gonna have to cook." Oh, she didn't. I didn't say that to her. I mean, I'm just venting. It's just that I'm an American, and I don't like to be told I have to do something. Why can't you say please, or show me all the facts? And it's got to have everybody on the same. You got to get everybody. Fauci's a liar, and Fauci paid for this stupid shit, and that's what created this. And now that the COVID was getting quiet, they created the chromosome or the next one. Doesn't that strike you funny? We have a COVID virus, COVID-19 virus, killed a lot of people, bankrupt a lot of companies, a lot of stores, a lot of businesses, almost me too. So that was dying down. So then they come up with this new strand, and then now it's going wild again. Doesn't that kind of hit you as funny? Do you know anybody, or personally yourself, that's died from COVID? I don't. I did it one time, but then I found out she didn't have COVID. And her family was supposed to have it, and my sisters and I've had family that got COVID too. Nobody died. Thank God. I'm vaccinated only because of, like I said, mainly me, and I wasn't going to get vaccinated. I was really against it in the beginning. I was. I was really, really didn't want to do that. Only because I've never had a flu shot. I don't believe in putting viruses in my body. I can put pizza, candy, and coffee in my body, but I don't like to put viruses and stuff in my body. I'm 68 years old. Whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, so far I've been lucky. I believe in the old fashioned. If I get sick with a cold, it's chicken noodle soup time. Cover up, freaking die on the couch. If it gets real bad, you got to get some penicillin. I mean, it's always worked in my entire life. It's just that now it's just the idea that this useless mayor, and she is useless because I mean, the murder rate in Chicago has not gone down. If anything, the murder rate is up in Chicago, and the mass killings. I listen to a scanner all the time, but this ain't about her right now anyway. That'll be another video. But so, should I or shouldn't I show my card? What are you going to do? Yeah, Steve. You know, what does OSHA have to? I mean, ain't OSHA business? I mean, how does this? How does that relate to the people with these mandates and stuff? And where's our freedom at? Like I said, I have two things. I have one side of me that says screw you, and I have the other side that says, well, damn, if you're wrong, boom, you're dead. So I mean, do I think that you should get vaccinated? In my opinion, yes. But in my opinion, that should be your choice. It shouldn't be me saying, Steve, get your ass and get that shot, and then I want to see that. Right. Well, Steve, what they were talking about too is that I got Moderna. It's the other one, that Pfizer. That a lot of young people were getting that they got that shot, and what it does is it causes clotting, and I think a few people died from that or something. But see, Steve, if it's your local doctor that told you that, maybe he knows stuff. But I'm talking about the people who need to be talking about this is the people that are really into viruses and the real. I'm not saying real doctors. I'm just saying the guys who study that, who are experts in the field. But and it ain't Fauci. Fauci's a puppet that somebody's pulling his strings, just like Biden. He's being pulled by the strings. My opinion again. I just don't know. I mean, my wife is definitely uh, on the side of you will show your card. And to be honest with you, I just don't want to do that. I mean, get a tattoo saying Jim Brony's vaccinated, scan me as I walk through the door. I just hate that idea. I mean, it's just, or I'm walking down the street. Do you realize that in my neighborhood alone, every freaking house, including mine, has a camera outside that takes your pictures when you walk by? And my doorbell records everything that passes in front of my house. And they got software just like Windows. You could go to Windows Photos and you could have it scan all your pictures and it'll identify everybody. And I don't care, like my old ass face, if I bring up a young picture of me, it automatically knows it's me. I did not get the third shot or boosters. I only got two. I did the Moderna, whatever it is. I got two shots, no booster. So it's again, it's my choice, Steve. Will I get the booster? I haven't decided. It will be my decision, one way or another. I mean, even my wife hasn't got the booster yet, but she's talking about getting it. So I mean, I don't know. Don't know what I want to do, Steve. It's but right now, what I'm here. I'm curious on how the people feel about this mandate, and when it goes into effect, it's going to affect some restaurants because I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people like me that are hard headed, and they're going to say, "Screw you! I'm not showing you shit." Just like right now, I go to places all the time because I'm a trucker, and I see signs. You have to have a mask on to enter, and I'm usually about the only guy with a mask on. I still wear my mask, even to bed. No, I'm just kidding. I wear my mask when I go into truck stops or I go into a restaurant or something like that. I still do wear my mask, but I'm not doing it because of a mandate. I'm doing it because right now I'm in the state to where I'm not sure because I don't believe either side. One says you're safe with a mask, but I also know that when you're wearing a mask and you're, and a good example of it was a guy says, "Well, if a mask is so good, why is it if you wear glasses, your glasses fog up?" It fogs up because the steam of your body is coming out like this through your mask. So if my steam is coming out, so is my breath, which is so is a virus if I'm carrying. I mean, that's coming out too. So I mean, does it slow down some of the germs? I'm sure it does. It's not going to capture all of them, just like the antivirus ain't gonna make 100%. Vaccinated is not going to make much of a difference. I know it makes some. So it will make some difference, but will it make enough? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. There's like I said, you have science that says, "Oh, this is," and then I watched a video I watched a video about a room, and they had these cameras, not special cameras that can. So what they did is they had one person in a room, and when that person speak, the camera showed his bacteria going through the whole freaking room. Then they put the mask on, and it did reduce it, but it was still going through the room. So it's weird. Yeah. Well, Steve, why don't you want to comply though? for the same reason I am, I think you should get it. See, if you don't want to wear the sign on your head or carry it, on your chest like this here, you can get that chip. Steve, I was asking questions. I don't know. And I'm sure that some places are going to get it. And it might even be some of the shippers that I go inside right now. When I go inside there, now if they say, Jim, you ain't got, I need to see your Vax card, I don't know what I'm going to do with that because then it's going to be to where it's going to interfere with me making money. And what do I do then? Do I let my hard-headedness prevent me from making money? I can see if my wife would want to be a prostitute and maybe I can get some cash. I don't think she would go for that. I think maybe a meat cleaver in the side of my head for even suggesting that might happen. Or maybe I could turn into a puta. I don't think I'd make money at all. I think I'd have to pay people. But so, Steve, I don't know. I don't know where we're heading with this stuff. All I do know is that for me, I just hate the thought that you're telling me I have to do that. So we're going to find out soon. I mean, because if this goes through with her, but I have a feeling that there's going to be a court challenge too. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to fight this mandate because it's unconstitutional. I could do it this way, and it would probably stick, but I don't think so. But I heard a story about that is where people were finding metal or some stupid shit in some of the vaccines and stuff. I don't know. I don't have no way of testing that shit. I don't know. So I mean, yeah, I heard about people like that. I mean, they find a little piece of metal or something, or they maybe there's a nano in there, where it's floating through your bloodstream and it's scannable. It's like it's a little chip that they put inside you, and it's going around and it's telling the world this guy here has got $3,000 in the bank. He has U.S. Bank, and he drives a 2001 Nissan. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm going to get out of here. And Steve, thanks for your input. I mean, all that stuff's important. I mean, I don't know where I'm going. I know that my wife's going to give me hell if I don't comply, but I don't know if I want to comply. Only because I'm hard-headed. And I just don't. It's not that I don't like part one. It's when they add part two, part three, part four, and the next thing I know, like I said, they walk into a restaurant and it automatically, you automatically pay your bill. Ocular? I don't know what you mean by that. Ocular. I don't know what you mean. I'd have to Google that. I don't know. I don't know what ocular is. I'm a trucker, Steve. I can tell you what a fifth wheel is. No, I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know what you mean by when you're saying ocular. Wrong? I don't know. But we'll see what happens. I mean, if you don't see any more recordings from me, that means my wife killed me for putting this one out. But I'll say peace, and thanks for listening, guys. You can still put your comments down there, and I'll read them, and I'll try and answer them if I can. I'll see you guys later. Bye.